Hello and welcome to 101 Ideas for Minecraft Learners. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to take satellite topographical data that you can find free on the internet and turn it into a Minecraft world. So that's great for kind of geography projects, great for history projects, great for projects about, where we live, who we are, and all that kind of juicy stuff. I'm sure you've got loads of ideas already spinning around in your heads about what you could do if you had reasonably accurate, but not to scale, I might add. To scale is a little bit tricky, and perhaps you don't even need it. Let me show you what I mean. Behind me, we're actually standing on Edinburgh. So I've recreated Scotland in Minecraft. It's just the sun is setting. So if I fly up, I'll be able to see this is the kind of the Edinburgh Mound, and the castle's on top there. And if we fly up, we'll be able to see the kind of the estuary and the kind of river going in there as well. And there we go. So it's quite good. It also means that if we make things not to scale, we can actually see into the distance. Because remember, Minecraft, you can only see so far, so many chunks into the distance. So you can actually navigate your way around here, especially if you're looking at somewhere hilly like Scotland. So there we are. There's Edinburgh. There's the mound over there. We can kind of see across there. And we can kind of see into the kind of river, the big kind of open mouth, looks like a little nose up there and stuff like that. And there's Dundee at the top. So let's get on with how we're going to do this. Well, what we're going to need to do is we're going to find some satellite data. Now, there's lots of sources of satellite data on the internet, but the easiest one that I found is this one over here. I'm going to go to this website here. And again, all those websites links that you're seeing in front of your eyes right now, do have a look in the description below. They are going to be there. I'm going to put them there for you. So we're going to start with the Srtm tile grabber. This is a great little website, the best one I've found for kind of grabbing the satellite data. You've got this Earth that you can spin around, so anywhere you like you can kind of grab this data, and NASA did this a while ago, and you can kind of and people have made this is a great interface for kind of grabbing this data off the internet and downloading it. So what you're going to need to do is find what you're interested in, the place you're interested in. I want to find Scotland, so it's up here, these two places here. Scotland's split into two. So what we do is we click and we download the GeoTIFF. Okay, it's in a zipped format, so that just downloads normally, and then we go to the left hand side there and we download the GeoTIFF there as well. So that's going to download. I'm going to unpack those GeoTIFFs, and then I'm going to need a program to open them up. This is not like a normal image. It's not, and we need to convert this image and its data into something that we can use, and something that we can use for another program called World Painter later on. And World Painter is the program that we're going to use to create our landscape. Now, the program I'm going to be using today is called SimpleDem Viewer. DEM stands for Digital Elevation Model. So this is a great one for the Mac. If you're working on a PC, I will be doing a PC tutorial about how to do this, but you're going to need to use something kind of like MicroDem. But this is as far as I'm going to take it. I'll be doing, if you've got a PC and you're like, Adam, please help me. Oh my gosh, I want to do this. This is fantastic. I'll do a bespoke MicroDem viewer tutorial for this particular kind of process a little bit later on, maybe next week. So the SimpleDem viewer, here it all is. Easy to download. It's free. Download it there. Bunk. You can download it, install it. It's for a Mac, so this is going to be a Mac only kind of tutorial today. So once you've got that, let's open up the SimpleDem viewer. I think I've got it open already. It looks a little bit like this. Okay, so there's you've got a kind of a window here. You've got kind of a little index here, so it shows you the whole world. And we're going to open up those two GeoTIFFs that we've just downloaded. Now, I've got them in my downloads folder here, so I'm going to open that up. Luckily, I previously did this before, so I've got them unzipped. So unzip them, so they're in their little folders. So that's Srtm 36, and we can open that up, and we can see we've got a bit of README text. So it talks about a distribution, acknowledgements and citation, warranties, etc. We've got the actual TIFF down here, which is this one here. There it is. Looks solid and black and white, but in actual fact there are layers and layers of data in there. So we're going to be using our SimpleDem viewer to unpack some of those datas, convert our image into something else, and so we can kind of use that image within World Painter. So let's do that. So let's go File, Open, and we're going to get the first number 36, and we're going to open that. Okay. There it is. We can actually move around a little bit. There's half of Scotland. Okay, and you can see it's all green and it's got some topographical data kind of already there, already emerging. Now we're going to need the other side of it as well. And what we're going to do, you're going to open it again. Go grab number 35. There it is. And open that. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to make this dem view a little bit bigger. And we can see what it's done is it's actually kind of joined these two things together. It knows this map has got embedded data and it knows where the data goes, so it joins up all our map data that we're downloading and will create a whole globe, which is fantastic. We can actually zoom out of this little index viewer here and we can kind of see all the information we've got going on there. It's fantastic. So once we've got this, we need to turn this into a height map. Now our height map is a black and white image, often a bitmapped image, but a black and white image where low is the low level areas, and that includes sea level over here, is black, okay? And the very tops of the hills, the very whites and tops and the peaks of the hills are white, and it creates a gradient between those two things. So what's low level is black, what's high level is white. So let's just show you how to do that. So we go up to Tools, and we go down to a Grayscale Map. So that's what we're going to kind of be creating. And we get this little contextual window. So I want the whole data. I don't want just the window, otherwise it would clip off the bits that I don't want. But maybe you would like to think, well, I don't want the whole of Scotland, I'm going to clip some bits and pieces off. Choose what you want to do. Sometimes it's actually easier to clip smaller pieces if you're going to make a smaller map. Or you can even specify the picture as a size. The next one is picture scale. Now I'm going to go 200%. I'm going to increase it by 200%. The next is kind of picture size, so we've got it there because it's enlarging it, and that's great. The range of grayscale, blah blah blah. We want low black, high white. That's exactly what we're going to do. And here's a little tip: add 50 meters to the elevation other than the sea area. That means that when we import it into our Minecraft map, we've got a little bit of area which will be a deep sea. It won't just be one sea block height, and you'll see what I mean a little bit later on. So once that's all done, and just have a look at that, kind of make sure that you've got all these things ticked the way I have, you can just press make. And that's going to draw our grayscale image. Now, it does take a while, and depending on the power of your computer, it may take 10 minutes or it may take 5 minutes. And there we go. The simple dem viewer has created a very, very, very large black and white image, grayscale image of Scotland. Let's zoom up a little bit, halfway along. God, it's so big, so big. Let's zoom towards the right. There we go. We start to see. There it is. It is massive. It is simply massive. And so what we need to do is we need to make sure we save this image. It doesn't automatically save, it just draws it in the application. So we go up to File, and we go to Save Picture As. Okay, save that picture as Scotland 2, and it can be a JPEG, it can be a PNG. It's really up to you. I'm going to save it as a JPEG. So saves a picture, and then that's that bit done. We've taken some topographical data that was scanned by the NASA shuttle mission. Okay, we've taken that data, we've brought it into a bit of a program for ourselves, and we've converted it into a black and white image that will help another program emulate what we need to do. So now what we need to do is open up World Painter. Now again, all the links, all this software is free to use. World Painter works on a PC and a Mac, and I think even Linux. So you can use all this stuff for absolutely free. It's amazing. So we're going to take World Painter and we're going to import all our data into that. So here's World Painter. This is what it looks like. And if you've not used World Painter before, do have a look at some of my other tutorials about how to use World Painter. It's a very powerful, very amazing tool, especially if you are thinking of creating your own Minecraft content and you want to do something that's a bit more interesting, or you want your students to do it. And again, this stuff is free. It's freely available, and it does work very, very well. What we're going to do is we're going to be importing this map. Now let's go up to File, and we go down to import the height map, because that's what it actually is. It's a height map, and we can that's actually used in lots of game development. Actually, these height maps will do the same thing. Press on the height map, and then we can kind of find the height map that we just did, which was Scotland. There it is. I'm going to open that up, and now we come to scale. So we can I'm going to actually increase it again by 200%. If I try further increasing in the scale at an image size this big, my computer kind of runs out of memory. Well, this program does anyway. I've got 8 gigabytes within this, which is pretty okay. If you have got something a bit beefier, then maybe you want to try something beefier. It's really up to you. We've got a height of 256 blocks, which is the kind of normal Minecraft height. And we've got this thing down here, which is the image, image, which is the bottom of the image, and what is the bottom in Minecraft, and then we've got a water level. Now, I changed the size of the water level, and you're going to have to experiment when you do this for yourself. What I tend to do is I put it at a lower level, say 40, output the map, see if that's where I want the water level to be. It might be too high, might be too low. Now, I have done this a few times already, so I know that if I put it to about 30, it's going to be spot on. But you may have to experiment. It might be too high or too low. So have a go, make a note of what you did, write it down on a piece of paper, render the whole thing, see what happens. If it's wrong, try again. Scale is always important. Always do increase your scale, because you will get very sharp peaks in your Minecraft map if you don't. Okay. And I'm going to press OK, and that's going to import the height map. And again, this is a bit more of waiting around. So go and find your favorite album, put it on, let your computer kind of chug away at this kind of stuff, listen to something else or do something else, have a cup of tea, go outside, that kind of thing. So we'll just wait and for this to kind of appear. Okay, once World Painter has done its thing, you're going to get something that looks a little bit like this, or something different. You can actually change the way Minecraft renders the topography. If you go back, when you were in your create your height map, you can go to terrain, and you can actually specify what level there is grass, what there is there dirt, rocks, and deep snow, etc., etc. So you can actually change the level that this stuff kind of gets spawned in. Quite useful, especially if you're going to be doing a desert biome or something else like that. You might want to do something like that, and you can decide what kind of material you might want. Press cancel on that. I wanted a kind of a general kind of grassy stuff with kind of dirty hills with snow tops on the top, and that's the kind of default you're going to get within World Painter anyway, so that works quite well. So I'm just going to zoom out. There's a zoom out tool at the top here, and we can kind of see where the water's lying pretty nicely, so that's exactly where I want it. And we can zoom out, and you can see there is Scotland for us. Hooray, it has done a fantastic job at rendering that. Okay, amazing, in fact, amazing. So there are other things you can do. This is just a plain and simple map. Minecraft will render grasslands and other kind of features on there for you when you export it. But if you were thinking about rendering things like pine forests, you might do that. And you've got brush tools over here, different sort of shape brush tools, and you can actually paint in pine forests, deciduous forests, jungles if you want, jungly kind of prehistoric Scotland. They can go with that as well. There might be areas of where there are lakes that aren't filled in. You could actually got a water tool here, which you can actually just use to kind of flood areas. Then we're going to adding some flooding over there. So you can kind of flood kind of flat areas as well, and that's quite useful, an amazingly useful tool if it hasn't filled in some of the lakes, or you've got a level of water that wasn't uniform when you first kind of did it. I'm going to cancel that. So remember to save your map as you're going along. Just go up here and save world as. And finally, I think if you've added forest or things like that, and you think, all right, okay, where do I spawn? Well, the last one is over here. We can actually go to this button over here, spawn, change the spawn point, click that, and I'm going to put my spawn point down here in Edinburgh, which is actually over there, actually. Or is it there? Sort of, I think it's there. So there we go. Sort of just the Edinburgh Mound, and then you're ready. You're ready to kind of export this map. To export the map, you go back up to File, and you go down to Export, and you want to export as a new Minecraft map. That brings up this window, and we can name it whatever you want to name it. Scotland. I've got it's got some tabs here. General. You can either have and this is where there's either no border or you want a void. So a no border will just be when you reach the edge of the map that you've created, and a Minecraft will self-generate a world in front of you, which might be a bit weird. A void is always quite interesting because basically there's nothing there beyond the map that you've created. So if you've got students and this stuff, they will think, well, that's just the edge of the world. It's like having literally a flat world. Or you can just have water that goes on forever and ever and ever. And again, we've set our water height at 30, so it blends into the existing water level that's in the world too. Or you can have a bedrock wall that will surround the entire map that you've created from floor to ceiling, so nobody can get out, as long as they are not on creative at least. Then we've got caverns and chasms. I generally leave them away because it will actually bite into your world, your pretty world that you've created. Resources, you can put resources there. These are natural, I say natural. These are Minecraft resources: gold, iron, coal, lapis, etc., etc. I generally leave them out. Then we can talk about other layers. So you can allow Minecraft to actually populate your thing. You can put deciduous forests everywhere, jungle everywhere, pine forests. So you can have Minecraft do that for you, or if you've done it for yourself, leave that blank. Include a chest of goodies right at the bottom. World type is large biomes or super flat. It's up to you. I tend to put structures off, otherwise it will generate villages and all sorts of nonsense there. We want to export everything. You can export just a small area if you're interested. You can actually just select the tiles that you want to do that. I generally put it on survival, and I allow cheats, so I can actually get in there and do some stuff with it when I want to. Then it gives you the Minecraft format, and that's either the Anvil format or the one before Anvil. Once you're ready and happy with that, then you press export, and it exports the entire map as it's done before. So there we go, it's starting to export, and it's going to export the surface dimensions, all that kind of stuff, and it will take quite a while, especially for a map this size. So there you have it. That's the simple way of getting that satellite data into Minecraft and making topographically accurate maps within Minecraft. I hope you've enjoyed it. Any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll get back to you. I'll be doing the PC version using that the micro dem later on next week. Until then, thanks very much for watching. Bye!